Imagine driving down Wilshire Boulevard on what should have been just another warm California evening. But tonight, the skies aren't golden. They're orange, streaked with smoke, as burning buses and overturned cars smolder along the sidewalks. The hum of helicopters drowns out the distant sirens. Storefront windows lay shattered like glass teeth knocked loose in a street brawl. This is Los Angeles now. A city once dubbed the City of Angels now feels more like the front lines of a slow-burning civil war. But the real battle? It isn't just playing out in the streets. It's unfolding inside one of the most powerful rooms in the nation. The Grand Chamber of the House Judiciary Committee, Washington, D.C. The air inside is thick with tension. Reporters line the walls, cameras trained, pens poised. Every seat is filled, every eye locked on the two towering figures seated just feet apart. The faces of a conflict bigger than both of them. On one side, Attorney General Pam Bondi. Known for her unflinching courtroom presence, Bondi isn't just here to answer questions. She's here to defend federal authority, to project calm and control in the midst of national chaos. Her posture is sharp, her expression unreadable. But beneath the surface, a storm of determination. On the other, California Governor Gavin Newsom, charismatic, polished, the poster child for progressive America. But tonight, there's a new edge to him, a fire forged in the pressure cooker of weeks of protests, unrest, and political chess matches. His eyes sweep the room like a man prepared for battle, but one fought with words, not fists. A sharp bang from the gavel snaps the room to attention. Madam Chairwoman Ellen Vargas, a veteran lawmaker whose reputation for tough questioning is matched only by her disdain for political theater, leans forward, her voice slicing through the chatter like a scalpel. Ms. Bondi, she begins, explain in detail why the Justice Department supports deploying the National Guard and Marines to Los Angeles, despite California's explicit objections. For a brief moment, silence reigns. Then Bondi inhales, steady, controlled, and speaks. Madam Chairwoman, members of this committee, Los Angeles is no longer a city grappling with peaceful dissent. It is a city under siege. She gestures toward a stack of color-coded charts on the table. The statistics leap off the page. Violent incidents up 40% in 72 hours. Hundreds arrested, dozens injured, millions in damages. Molotov cocktails thrown, federal officers hospitalized, buildings burned. This isn't protest, Bondi continues, voice cool but laced with steel. This is organized chaos, fueled by policies that enable lawlessness and obstruct federal enforcement. A ripple of nods from Republican members. Democrats exchange wary glances. Bondi doesn't miss a beat. Under the Insurrection Act, the president has the constitutional authority and obligation to act. When sanctuary policies obstruct ICE operations, when state officials refuse to cooperate, the Justice Department must intervene. Across the room, Governor Newsom rises, adjusts his tie, leans into the microphone, and fires back. Madam Chairwoman, let's be clear, this crisis wasn't born on California's streets. It was manufactured by a federal administration determined to sow division and scapegoat immigrants. His voice tightens. This isn't about security, it's about control, about turning Los Angeles into a proving ground for authoritarian power grabs. Murmurs fill the room. Democratic members nod. Independents shift uneasily. Bondi simply watches. Her lips curve into the faintest knowing smile. But the hearing has just begun. Congresswoman Sofia Rivera, fierce, respected, and advocate for immigrant rights, shoots to her feet. Attorney General Bondi, Rivera demands, your so-called travel ban disproportionately targets African and Middle Eastern nations. It devastates families. It crushes our economy. Where is your evidence these communities pose a credible threat? Bondi's reply, I see, precise. Congresswoman, the Department of Homeland Security and FBI have confirmed extremist cells operating within these regions. Classified briefings are available to this committee upon request. This is caution, not discrimination. Rivera isn't convinced. Her brow furrows, her voice rising with frustration. But Bondi cuts her off. Not with words, but with footage. A massive screen flickers to life behind her. Surveillance clips roll, masked figures hurling bricks, storefronts smashed to splinters, officers engulfed in flames. The images hit harder than any speech. This individual, Bondi gestures to a frozen still of a masked suspect, is in custody as we speak. Search warrants are underway across South Central Los Angeles. The Justice Department is pursuing every lead. No one, citizen or official, is above the law. Another murmur ripples through the room. Republicans look vindicated. Democrats grow grim. But Newsom isn't backing down. These images? Selective snapshots, he fires back. Where is the footage of community leaders calling for peace? Where are the reports of federal agencies refusing to coordinate with local police? He locks eyes with Bondi. California's streets are burning because the federal government chose confrontation over cooperation. Senator James Carter, respected and notoriously neutral, speaks next. Governor Newsom, you claim California's sanctuary policies have no role in this violence. Where is your evidence? Newsom produces a thick dossier of LAPD reports, carefully redacted, thoroughly vetted. These documents show no connection between immigrant communities and extremist funding networks, Newsom declares. We stand ready to cooperate, but we will not sacrifice our values under federal threats. Tension mounts as attention shifts to Mexico, and the proposed remittance tax triggering diplomatic shockwaves. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum's pre-recorded address plays on the screen. To Mexican families abroad, defend your remittances by any means necessary. The room explodes. Republican Congressman Marcus Holt leaps up, accusing Mexico of foreign interference. Bondi promises an FBI investigation into extremist funding crossing the border. Newsom recoils, outraged, defending California's immigrant families. Emails, memos, redacted reports fly across the table. Bondi slides a slim binder toward Newsom. Proof of obstruction, she states. Newsom's hands tremble slightly as he flips through, his jaw tightening, his voice quiet but resolute. I will not be intimidated, he declares. California will protect all its residents, documented or not. The chamber holds its breath. Madame Chairwoman Vargas bangs the gavel, cutting through the tension. This hearing is adjourned, she declares, but make no mistake, this is far from over. As lawmakers file out, reporters swarm, protesters chant outside, helicopters buzz overhead. The nation watches, breath held, as California and Washington brace for the next chapter of a confrontation that could reshape America's balance of power. For tonight, the lines are drawn. Pam Bondi, wielding federal might, Gavin Newsom, defending state autonomy, and a nation teetering between order and upheaval, unity and division. We'll be tracking every twist, every leak, every courtroom battle, right here on HillStories. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and most of all, stay informed. If you found this breakdown as intense as we did, hit that like button, subscribe to HillStories, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update on the stories that shape America.